Albert.
What?
Don't ruin it for me, man. I printed out a PDF to read on the potty.
On the potty? What are you, 5?
It's a potty. What do you call it?
Toilet.
That's a little vulgar for the dinner table, don't you think?
Oh, and potty is okay?
Potty's innocent. Potty's adorable.
What do you do in the potty? Wee-wee?
The article highlights the 12 best Sheldon Cooper episodes from The Big Bang Theory, showcasing Jim Parsons' portrayal of the character's quirks, growth, and humor. Sheldon, known for his eccentricities, often annoyed his friends but also demonstrated surprising moments of care and personal growth. The episodes explored in the article include the maternal capacitance, where Sheldon bonds with Beverly Hofstadter, and the adhesive duct deficiency, showing his awkward yet sincere attempts to help Penny. Other key episodes include the Excelsior acquisition, the agreement dissection, and the Meemaw materialization, which all delve deeper into Sheldon's relationships and evolving character. The article also touches on episodes like the Stockholm Syndrome, where Sheldon delivers a heartfelt Nobel Prize acceptance speech, and the sibling realignment, which offers insight into his complex family dynamics. Overall, these episodes reflect Sheldon's evolution from self-centered genius to a more empathetic and socially aware individual, particularly in his relationship with Amy. 12 Best Sheldon Cooper Episodes of The Big Bang Theory. Several episodes of The Big Bang Theory showcase Jim Parsons' Sheldon Cooper at his best, funniest, or most annoying. Although Sheldon often annoys the rest of the friend group, he is a popular character who was later featured in the prequel series, Young Sheldon, as a boy genius growing up in Texas with a family to whom he couldn't relate. Both the young and adult Sheldons are popular enough characters that there is a perpetual discussion about a potential The Big Bang Theory revival. Meanwhile, many episodes of the original series revolved around his idiosyncrasies. While Sheldon is often perceived as self-centered and unfeeling, many of The Big Bang Theory's best episodes demonstrate that this is not always the case. Sheldon is sometimes there for his friends in surprising ways, and by the end of the series, he is married to Amy, Mayim Bialik, who is truly his soulmate and knows how to handle his negative traits well. The maternal capacitance. Beverly Hofstadter, Christine Baranski, was simultaneously obnoxious and entertaining. Baranski is a brilliant actress who captured Beverly's overly critical personality perfectly, and her friendship with Sheldon during the maternal capacitance makes this episode one of the best Sheldon-centered stories. Nobody expects Sheldon, who normally dislikes strangers in his space, to hit it off with Beverly. The fact that he does so while Leonard, Johnny Galecki, and Penny, Kaylee Cuoco, are driven to drink by her presence makes Sheldon's friendship with Beverly even funnier. While the maternal capacitance has many hilarious moments, there is also a poignancy to Sheldon's interest in Beverly, as he feels that Leonard had the kind of childhood he wished he had. This is doubly moving now that the Young Sheldon finale has aired, as Sheldon's longing for a childhood like Leonard's underscores the depth of his evolution when he concludes that his family did the best they could for him even though they didn't understand him. The adhesive duct deficiency. When Penny dislocates her shoulder, Sheldon does his best to help her, despite his difficulty doing so in ways that fit her expectations. Granted, Sheldon is the only one home, and a lot of the humor comes from his lack of understanding of what's important, for example, going off on a tangent about the adhesive ducts in his bathtub. However, Sheldon is determined to come through for Penny, leading to hilarious sequences such as his attempt to help her dress with his eyes closed or trying to drive her to the emergency room. In addition to being amusing, this situation demonstrates that it's not so much that Sheldon is completely self-centered as it is that he doesn't know how to help. One especially meaningful moment is when Penny wants him to be more comforting. Although Sheldon's body language as he struggles with this idea is funny, his comment there. Sheldon is here underscores that he has no real idea of what to do, adding an emotional layer to the scenario he finds himself in. Later, a doped-up Penny acknowledges that Sheldon's not the emotionless robot everyone thinks he is. The Excelsior acquisition. This episode contains the famous courtroom sequence in which Sheldon gets himself locked up by insulting a judge. The incident occurs because of the events leading to Sheldon and Penny's first bonding sequence in The Big Bang Theory, as Sheldon receives a summons for running a red light when he took Penny to the hospital. This episode doesn't show Sheldon at his best, but it is one of the funniest installments in the long-running series. Sheldon's predicament occurs because he's convinced he's right and insults the judge when he doesn't get his way. While he deserves the punishment he gets for his attitude that he's more important than the judge, it's hard not to be sympathetic, as Sheldon says things that many people have probably wished they could say when dealing with an unfair traffic ticket. Furthermore, Sheldon misses his chance to meet Stan Lee as a result of this problem, leading to an ironic ending where Penny's attempt to cheer him up leads to Lee filing a restraining order against Sheldon. The agreement dissection. This hilarious episode focuses on how much Sheldon hates Leonard's then-girlfriend Priya's, arty man, interference with the way he usually does things, but the best part of it is that he socializes with a drunk Penny and Amy. Sheldon's usual tricks aren't working, as Priya can use her legal skills to nullify Sheldon's complaints about the roommate agreement being broken. Yet the bigger issue is that she is turning everything upside down as far as Sheldon is concerned, and he can't deal with the lack of control he has over things in the apartment. Sheldon's leaving for the night leads to a sequence of Penny and Amy getting drunk while Sheldon drinks milk. Sheldon handles the situation better than expected, considering how upset he is about Priya, demonstrating that he can handle social situations when he wants to. Furthermore, Amy's drunkenly kissing Sheldon for the first time and telling him to fight dirty is an important precursor to their eventual relationship, making this episode even more important now that The Big Bang Theory ends with Sheldon and Amy happily married. The Meemaw materialization. Sheldon's famous Meemaw's introduction to the franchise is also one of the best episodes of The Big Bang Theory. Sheldon is excited when Meemaw comes to visit, while Leonard is thrilled that she is the only person who can get Sheldon to apologize for rude statements. However, things soon get tense when Meemaw has choice words for Amy, at whom she is angry for breaking Sheldon's heart. This episode is another significant event in Amy and Sheldon's relationship, especially when it ends with Meemaw accidentally telling Amy that Sheldon had an engagement ring for her. Equally importantly, the Meemaw materialization sets the stage for young Sheldon, establishing the relationship between Meemaw and Sheldon and mentioning that Sheldon can track Meemaw's location because Missy sneaked an iPhone into her luggage. Sadly, Meemaw and Sheldon's discussion of how Meemaw handled Pop Pop didn't lead to any such story in young Sheldon. However, this exchange shows that Sheldon has always been more observant and empathetic than anyone realizes, thus deepening his character. The Cooper extraction. Ironically, one of the best Sheldon episodes doesn't feature much of Sheldon. The 2013 Big Bang Theory Christmas episode begins with Sheldon leaving for Texas to help his sister deliver her baby, and the rest of the gang spends time watching It's a Wonderful Life and discussing what their lives would be like if they hadn't met Sheldon, leading to hilarious alternate reality sequences in which things go hilariously wrong, starting with Leonard being unable to ask Penny out and peeing on himself. Sheldon's sporadic communications with the group remind them of everything they dislike about him. He is at his most self-centered while trying to help his family, foreshadowing how dysfunctional the Coopers are and how negatively they influence him. However, later Amy convinces him he needs to be a good role model for his new nephew. This heartwarming episode not only demonstrates how important Sheldon is to the group but also how important Amy is to him and vice versa, setting up additional progression of their relationship. The Thanksgiving decoupling. The first half of the Thanksgiving decoupling does not showcase Sheldon at his best. His continued insistence that having to spend Thanksgiving with Howard, Simon Helberg, and Bernadette, Melissa Rauch, is similar to slavery makes this a controversial episode of The Big Bang Theory, although Amy continually points out that that comparison is offensive. However, this is still one of the best Sheldon-centered episodes because Sheldon ultimately bonds with Howard's father-in-law over football, revealing that George Sr. used to make him watch it. The Thanksgiving decoupling's second act reveals more of Sheldon's backstory as well as demonstrating that he is capable of having a good time at a party, even if he does need to get drunk to do it. Sheldon's drunken antics are fun, and his lack of inhibitions leads to him complimenting Amy and getting physical in a way he usually doesn't, which only pleases her. The Einstein approximation.